Hello, our Lives channel. Today we will learn about the explosive developments coming to Salem during the week of October 20th to 24th, where shocking revelations, devastating betrayals, and a psychological collapse will shake the very foundation of several relationships. The upcoming episodes promise to deliver some of the most intense drama Salem has witnessed in recent months, with Sophia Choi finding herself at the center of a spiraling crisis that threatens to destroy everything she's worked so hard to manipulate. The young woman's elaborate web of deception is finally unraveling, and the consequences may be more severe than anyone could have anticipated. Meanwhile, the Kyriakis family faces yet another round of devastating truths that could permanently fracture the bonds between family members who have already endured so much turmoil. Maggie drops a truth bomb on Sarah. The week begins with Maggie Kyriakis making a shocking revelation to her daughter-in-law Sarah Horton Kyriakis. Standing before Sarah with a heavy heart, Maggie delivers news that will completely shatter Sarah's world. Xander Kyriakis has been lying to her once again. The matriarch of the Kyriakis family finds herself in the impossible position of having to expose her nephew's deception, knowing full well that this truth will cause immeasurable pain to the woman who has already forgiven Xander so many times before. Sarah's immediate reaction is one of desperate disbelief as she searches Xander's face for any sign that Maggie might be mistaken. With trembling voice and tears threatening to spill, Sarah urges her husband to deny the accusations, pleading with him to tell her that he didn't brutally attack his own brother Philip Kyriakis. The tension in the room becomes suffocating as Xander stands frozen, unable to provide the reassurance that Sarah so desperately needs. His silence speaks volumes, and in that moment, Sarah realizes that her husband has once again chosen deception over honesty, lies over trust. The betrayal cuts deeper than any previous transgression because Sarah had genuinely believed they were moving past their troubled history. They had been working on their relationship, attending therapy sessions, and even discussing the possibility of expanding their family. Now, all those hopes and dreams come crashing down around them as Sarah confronts the painful reality that Xander may never truly change. The weight of this revelation becomes too much for Sarah to bear, and in a moment that will leave viewers breathless, she dramatically removes her wedding ring and orders Xander to leave their home immediately. Alex confronts the wrong man. Meanwhile, in the bustling town square, another confrontation is brewing that will have unexpected consequences. Alex Kyriakis approaches Jeremy Horton with barely contained fury, his jaw clenched and fists balled at his sides. The animosity radiating from Alex is palpable as he sarcastically comments on Jeremy's bravery, clearly spoiling for a fight. Jeremy, genuinely confused by Alex's aggressive stance, asks what he's talking about, having no idea what could have provoked such hostility. Alex responds with an accusation, insisting that he knows exactly what Jeremy has done. The tension escalates as Stephanie Johnson quickly intervenes, recognizing that the situation is about to explode into violence. She warns Alex that Jeremy isn't worth the trouble, attempting to de-escalate the confrontation before punches are thrown. However, both Stephanie and Alex are operating under a complete misunderstanding of the actual situation. The truth is that EJ DiMera is the real culprit behind the incident that has Alex so enraged. It was EJ who maliciously exposed Stephanie's secret identity as romance novelist Anastasia, sans to the gossip columnist Leo Stark. This revelation has caused significant embarrassment and professional complications for Stephanie, who had worked hard to keep her two careers separate. Alex, believing he's protecting the woman he loves, has jumped to the wrong conclusion and targeted Jeremy instead of the true perpetrator. This case of mistaken identity means that EJ is currently escaping accountability for his vindictive actions, while Jeremy finds himself in the crosshairs of Alex's misplaced anger. Sophia's world comes crashing down. The most dramatic storyline of the week centers on Sophia Choi, whose mountain of lies finally collapses around her with devastating consequences. After weeks of manipulation, deception, and calculated schemes, Sophia is finally discovered and confronted by all the people she has hurt with her elaborate fabrications. The young woman who gave birth to a child and placed the baby in a safe haven box, all while lying to Tate Black about the pregnancy and parentage, now faces the full weight of her actions. The confrontation proves to be more than Sophia's fragile mental state can handle. The pressure of maintaining her lies, combined with the guilt of her actions and the fury of those she has wronged, creates a perfect storm that pushes Sophia beyond her breaking point. The accumulated stress of stalking Tate, manipulating situations to ensure they work together and share classes, and watching helplessly as he moves forward in his relationship with Holly Jonas has taken an enormous psychological toll. In a shocking scene that will leave viewers stunned, Sophia suddenly loses consciousness and collapses on the floor of the pub. Witnesses watch in horror as the young woman crumples to the ground, her body going limp as her mind essentially shuts down to protect itself from the overwhelming trauma. Emergency services are immediately called, and Sophia is rushed to Salem University Hospital in critical condition. Sarah delivers a devastating diagnosis. Once Sophia arrives at the hospital, Sarah Horton-Kyriakis sets aside her own personal turmoil to perform a thorough medical examination of the young woman. Despite the emotional devastation she's experiencing from Xander's betrayal, Sarah's professional training takes over as she carefully assesses Sophia's condition. After running numerous tests and observing Sophia's symptoms, Sarah must deliver heartbreaking news to Sophia's mother, Amy Choi. It looks like Sophia has had a mental breakdown, Sarah admits in the weekly preview, her voice heavy with concern and medical authority. The diagnosis is severe. Sophia has suffered a complete psychological break from reality. The young woman's mind, unable to cope with the mounting pressure and guilt, has essentially fractured under the strain. The scene that follows is both heartbreaking and unsettling as Sophia appears completely catatonic, her eyes vacant and unfocused as Amy embraces her daughter. The young woman who was once so calculating and manipulative now sits in a trance-like state, seemingly unaware of her surroundings or the people around her. Amy's anguish is visible as she holds her daughter, realizing the extent of the psychological damage that has been inflicted. Is Sophia faking or is this real? The question that will be on every viewer's mind is whether Sophia's breakdown is genuine or simply another layer to her manipulative schemes. Given Sophia's history as an extremely crafty and cunning character who has already demonstrated her willingness to deceive everyone around her, it's entirely possible that this psychological break is part of yet another twisted plot. Could Sophia be faking this catatonic state to avoid facing the consequences of her actions? Perhaps she's hoping that by appearing mentally incompetent, she can escape legal prosecution or punishment for her lies and manipulation. The young woman has already proven herself capable of elaborate deception, including faking a pregnancy crisis and manipulating multiple people over an extended period. However, the alternative possibility is equally compelling, that Sophia is genuinely suffering from a severe psychological break. The weight of her lies, combined with the trauma of giving birth alone and surrendering her child, may have created genuine mental health issues that require serious medical intervention and psychiatric care. The pressure of maintaining such an elaborate web of deception while watching Tate move on with Holly could have legitimately pushed Sophia's mind past its breaking point. What happens next for Sophia? Days of Our Lives spoilers indicate that Sophia's story is far from over, with more shocking developments on the horizon. Whether her breakdown is real or fabricated, the situation will continue to evolve in unexpected ways. If Sophia is genuinely suffering from psychological trauma, viewers can expect to see her undergo intensive psychiatric treatment and potentially face a long road to recovery. The show may explore the serious mental health implications of her actions and the toll that deception and manipulation can take on a young person's psyche. Alternatively, if this turns out to be another scheme, the revelation that Sophia has been faking her breakdown could lead to even more severe consequences. The people of Salem would be outraged to discover that she manipulated their sympathy and concern, potentially using mental illness as a shield against accountability. Such a revelation would likely result in legal consequences and complete social isolation as everyone in Salem turns against her. The coming episodes promise to deliver answers while raising new questions about Sophia's true mental state and the ultimate fate of this troubled young woman. As Sarah continues to monitor her condition and Amy struggles to understand what has happened to her daughter, viewers will be glued to their screens waiting to see whether Sophia's breakdown is genuine suffering or calculated manipulation. Don't miss these explosive episodes of Days of Our Lives as Sophia's crisis reaches its peak. Sarah's marriage crumbles, and Alex's misplaced anger threatens to cause even more chaos in Salem. The week of October 20th to 24th promises to be one of the most dramatic and emotionally charged weeks in recent memory, with revelations and confrontations that will change multiple characters' lives forever.